We're talking some contour. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Rebecca, and today I have all the liquid, cream, everything contour that I could find, get my hands on, compare, and share with you in case you're as overwhelmed as I am. Between the new launches from the e.l.f. Halo Glow Beauty Wands to the infamous Charlotte Tilbury, which I don't have. I don't have it. It was like the universe was telling me, you don't need this, Rebecca. I put in an order at Sephora for the sale. It was gonna be a pickup at the store order. I was waiting to get my notification the order was ready, and then eventually, hours later, I just got an email from Sephora that said, we've canceled your order. We can't fill it. I'm like, cool, thanks. Where's my money? Because they're like holding onto my PayPal funds, and I'm just like, release the funds. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want it. I don't want it anyway. I don't want that Charlotte Tilbury contour wand. And that's kind of the point of this video, is that, trust me folks, there are plenty out there. You don't have to either spend $40 on one that's like this viral hit, or you don't have to kind of scrounge around for the one that seems to be obviously a hot commodity but not anywhere available. And I love contour, and I love like cream bronzers. I like things in different mediums. I like something that is a stick here and a powder here, and you know, I like using things that aren't intended for something like, maybe it's an eyebrow product, but you're using it as a contour, you know? So I just love figuring that out, and I have a lot of things to show you. And I've got the high end and the low end. These are not necessarily dupes, because in terms of ingredient to ingredient or color to color, they are not exact matches. So they're like almost dupes, but sometimes in the high-end products, you may only find a certain undertone or shade range, and you're just not looking, you just can't find the one that is ideal for you. And then you find it in a drugstore brand. I'm gonna start with the Tarte. I did pick up this Tarte Contour. This is the Shape Tape Sculpt. I've got shade Cool Bronze. The drawback to this product is that it's very difficult to figure out what shade will work. The way the tester unit was set up in store, I actually bought this in Ulta, and the way the website is set up, everything on the models looks like, oh, that's a dark shade, but it works for her. Like, cool versus warm versus bronze versus, I understand that products want to call themselves something like Beach Day or Tan Lines, but honestly, if you could just give us like a blue, red, shade 1, yellow, green, shade 2, like give us what it's got in it and how deep it is. Okay, so you get 0.4 ounces. I think this is $35. It feels so expensive. All right, and I'm wearing it on this side of my face. So this is what I have here. This is what it looks like. I like how it's very creamy. It's very blendable. It's not patchy. It's lovely. It's great, you know? It's just kind of expensive. It does have the twist sponge tip applicator, so you can close it so that you're not getting product everywhere inside the cap. So next we have the Halo Glow Contour Wand, and these are definitely taking the internet / beauty space by storm. e.l.f. is killing it with their Halo Glow products and just their products in general. I mean, overall, I think, except for maybe some of the collabs, but I love their basic products. It's almost like they can do no wrong. So I have the shade Light Medium here to compare it. And here we have it. Again, it is the sponge tip applicator. This does not close. This doesn't have a twist. So you do have to be careful for pushing up too much product. Yeah, it's gonna get messy, I think. I feel like everybody, it's funny because everyone hated the design of the Charlotte Tilbury. I actually have the highlighter here to show you. So, you know, this design that started it all, people hated it. And yet here we are, everyone's copying that. It's like, oh my God, you guys, really? So what I love about this one, this is the light shade. Again, very creamy. I think it's almost exactly in terms of shade and undertone to the Tarte. It's not matte, it's not shimmery, it's just nice. Has a very good way of spreading. I have it here. It is really, really pretty, and it's $9. I really think that the fair light isn't necessarily, I mean, yes, for fair or skin tones, but look how gray it is. That is taupe. So if you're looking for a taupe contour, this is it, you know, like this is it. This is very pale. This will work for a lighter skin, or anything you're looking for to get this undertone. These don't have it. The Tartes are all kind of that bronzy golden shade range. So here we are, KVD. This liquid contour was so popular when it first launched, and now no one's talking about it, and I forgot I had it, and I dug it out, and I'm like, oh, I forgot how much I love this. This, you get how many ounces? It is like a half an ounce. Fair Cool 90 is the shade I have. The applicator is a little big. It's very kind of gushy. You get a lot of product. You don't need a lot of product. This is actually warmer than, I thought this was like one of my coolest contours I've had, and it's still warmer than this e.l.f. one right here. But this is a little more sheer. I was surprised how sheer this is. And it really just does this, like, the way contour is supposed to just be a shadow, like just, you're not supposed to see it. It's just supposed to kind of trick your eye into thinking that there is something there. And of course I did my bangs, but I have it right here. And then what I did was I put this black Radiance Corrector, and this is the shade, they're not very good at giving shades on the containers. And this, you get a ton of product, and it's $5.99 or something. And it is not as sheer. It is so pigmented. Look how pigmented that is. Actually, I think this might be the dark one. This is the dark. This is the new packaging in the dark Corrector, and that is a lot of product. You have to work quickly. It dries down fast, and it is based, I believe it's the replacement to this, and this is like, I love this so much. It's not the same. It's not the same what they did with the new packaging and the new formulas. So this is the dark in the old formula, and you can see how much more red the new one is. So I'm like, golly, you guys. And I love this brush. It's just so good. I have this here, and oh gosh, I've been touching things, and you can't see a difference. And I did that so you could just see how, like, the different products, I mean, like, so good, so good. Do you want your contour to be almost like a bronzer for you? Do you want just shadow and shading because you're trying to minimize or emphasize something? And I think that that's kind of the thing we always forget. And also, don't use too much. A lot of times these hacks and stuff, people are just painting on their face with the product, and you don't need very much. You really don't. So I also forgot about this milk bronzer. So this milk bronzer, this cream stick is mine is old, but it's still going strong. I think it's getting a little dry. This one is great. It is such a great product. Definitely an old favorite. But if you want something that is so affordable, these Wet n Wild contour sticks, this is the walnut one. I think it's something like Where's Walnut? And it is, I think it's about the closest. It's not quite identical in terms of shade to the milk. Which shade is this one? Baked. It's so close. I mean, once you kind of look the same right here. But the formula is really good. This formula is a winner. You have to have just the whole, I need to go buy more of these because I need all the shades. But it's so good. This one stays a little tacky, and this is like dries down. You know, you can blend it out, but it's smooth. It just blends right in. It's really, really good. Let's not forget Milani. They came out with their Contour Conceal and Perfect version in the tube with the sponge applicator. I have shade 01 Honey. It looks so pale in the container. Like when it's sitting on the shelf, you know, like at your Target, and you're going, is that gonna work? And actually, yeah, it does. It's a really good shade for, oh, that's different shadow here. Let's go on this side. So here is the Honey. This one gets messy. It gets, see, it's basically the same as the e.l.f. So if you're happy with your Milani contour, I mean, I understand the feeling you want to go run out and get the e.l.f., but they're about the same price. They're very similar product and very similar in just kind of like what you're getting, but it's really good. It's really good. It's definitely more of almost like a bronzer contour. This is the lightest and maybe the coolest of the products, the contours in that collection. The Nyx Wonder Sticks are also a really good version of just participating in this contour game, and you get two products because you get the highlight. The fair in the Nyx stick is probably a more cool, I don't know though, I feel like it has a little bit of red. I feel like it's a little bit red, you know? Yeah. Wet n Wild also uses the same thing. This one is very fair and very kind of, let me see here. Yeah, this one has a lot of, you see, like that is red. The Wet n Wild contour one is very red. Let's talk honorable mention, because I love these products. They're kind of like right where I reach for more often than not. Okay, the first one is the Danessa Myricks Cream Bronzer. This one I love, and Katie Jane Hughes uses it all the time, and I felt really special when I had it too. I'm like, I have that as I'm watching her. So it's in a pan, you know. You get, this is the fair one, and I think that this one is, I think it's called a bronzer, a cream bronzer, but for me, this one can be used like a contour. And I think it is so genius because you can take a brush. I should swatch it for you guys here. So do you see that? That is, you know, that is kind of a very good, it's a bit neutral, a bit olive. But for me, like if you want to really, wow, if you want, that's because I've got powder and a bunch of stuff that it's just like clinging to. But if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to do your underpainting and I don't know, I love using a brush and this cream contour over my foundation, and I might as well just go like this to kind of even everything, but it lasts, it looks good, it makes you feel like a real makeup artist. Yeah. The Milani Supercharged, these from last summer. The two I love are the Power Highlight shade 180. That's this one here. This one is like a very sheer, it's called a Power Highlight, but to be, I personally think it's like the sheerest bronzer stick you can come up with. I think that it stays a little shiny on the skin, and I don't mind because I just think for me it's so moisturizing. I don't even worry about it over powder or anything like that. It has a bit of a scent. It has that kind of like coconut vacation smell. But I love this stick for highlight and just glow and touch up. And then the Electric Bronze, the shade 150, is such a good, this is like a sheer creamy bronzer. And if you want to just like, it's not that dark. I think it's very much like that Mario face sculpt. I really do. These are way more emollient. They don't dry down like bronzers and contour products. So it's definitely not a this for that type situation in terms of this versus this. But these are so beautiful. And if you just don't want a ton of this action where it's so pigmented and you want just like a wash, these are beautiful. So I hope if I've confused you, join the club, because I'm confused too. Just kidding. But yeah, I will try to, I'm going to list everything below. If this is informative and helpful for you, thank you so much. And if you want to share my channel with your friends, that would make my day. If you don't have friends, then share it with strangers on the internet. I'm just kidding. Somebody left a comment and they were like, oh, I don't have any makeup loving friends, Rebecca. I can't share your channel or something like that. I'm like, no problem, but thanks for watching. I know how that feels. Okay, thank you so much, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.